For me, languages represent an enormous thing. They go beyond themselves. They are more than just languages. They represent opportunities for me. I like reading, a lot. And I started to read because of my dad. I remember that on my 7th birthday, he gave me the first book of Harry Potter. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. Back then I didn't really care about the whole reading thing, but I decided to read it because I had already watched the movie. So I started to read. Chapter 1, The Boy Who Lived. Mr. and Mrs. Dudley, number 4, Private Drive, were proud to say that they were perfectly normal, thank you very much. I stopped. I would run into my dad to tell him that it was the best gift someone had ever given to me. Since that day, I started to read. Back then, I only read books in Spanish, but one day I thought that books in Spanish weren't enough for me. I wanted to read in English as well. Obviously, I had already read books in English before, but those were school ones, and I wanted to read something of my taste. So I bought my first book in English, chosen by me. The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. I started to read. Chapter 1. Once, there were 4 children whose names were Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy. And so on. I was enchanted. I was amazed by all the vocabulary I knew and understood, and I looked for the one that I didn't. I enriched my English. Years later, I remember going to this camp to Cuernavaca, and I can recall getting along with this really nice girl who was a foster kid. And he told me that she was starting to learn how to read. Honestly, I was kind of surprised, because we were the same age, and I was already able to speak, read, write, and communicate in 2 languages. And she was just starting to read in her own language. In that moment, I realized that there were people that were missing a lot of content in their lives in consequence of not knowing how to read or write in their own language. I also realized that I was really privileged, and I encouraged her to keep studying and learning new things such as reading, because those were worth it. 3 years ago, I was watching a French movie, and I had to put subtitles to it so I could understand it. But after the movie was over, I thought that if I had known French before watching the movie, I would have understood it in a much more complete way. So I talked to my parents about me taking French classes, and they were pretty convinced. I have been studying French for over 3 years already, and I can say that it has fulfilled me with a lot of content. I am starting to read The Last Day of a Condemned Man by Victor Hugo, and it is a much more complex reading, but I think I can do it. I'm grateful for having 3 languages now. I can read, write, communicate, understand, sing, whatever I want in 3 languages now. And I can say that it has made my life easier. Whenever I visit some part of the world where French, English, or Spanish are spoken, I feel like I'm at home. Nelson Mandela said, "If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his mind. But if you talk to him in his own language, that goes to his heart." I have been accepted in a very cool high school and in the program I wanted, and it is all just because of my English level. I have entered with a level 4 out of 6 in French. This means the world to me because thanks to these languages, I'm able to grow in a very personal and cultural way. The world is being globalized, and I think that it is very important that we participate in the movement, that we open our minds to learn new incredible things such as languages, to give languages the chance to change, enrich, and complement our lives. Thank you.